back to another episode of Nothing Moves Without Us, a Black culture podcast. And ain't no us, it's just me. It's just me. Today I'm talking about RIP to the Black experience, as usual. My bi-weekly recap of Black news. Talking about saying what's up to Black people when you see them in the wild, and just those interactions and how people are weird, microaggressions, and lastly, who is they when we talk about racism? Who is they? So to start, I want to try something a bit different. I got this gift for Christmas maybe 3 years ago. One of Erica's friends, they always give me gifts that tap into my creativity. They got me this gift called creative blocks, and they're just a bunch, like maybe 100 cards or so, that are meant to stimulate creativity and spark new ideas and passions if I ever feel like I'm in a creative block. And I used them once on the Amtrak about 2-3 weeks ago when I was traveling from New York. When I purchased gifts for myself, I receive gifts, and I'm never someone who uses them in the moment or uses them immediately, right? Because I already have my own rhythm and I have my own path that I'm carving. And as I dig deeper into my creativeness and tap into my innate energy, gifts randomly catch my eyes, and I'm like, you know what? Now I need that, right? I don't need it immediately. Now I need that. They bought me like a writer's candle. They've gotten me epis, which is Haitian spice, like a Haitian spice of like garlic, parsley, rosemary that you just grind, add olive oil, salt and pepper, and it's kind of like a food paste that you add onto meat, to chicken. I'm starting off rusty. Hold on. Gotta slow it down. So I thought I'd start every episode by randomly choosing one of the creative block cards and just seeing what kind of comes to mind immediately and seeing how that helps me navigate the episode. All right, so this first one is change your scenery. Sometimes a new environment is all it takes to reinvigorate Sometimes a new environment is all it takes to reinvigorate you creatively. Try working somewhere entirely different and see how you're different there. If you usually work inside, take it outdoors. If you're always sitting at a desk, see what it's like to work standing up or laying down. And this is, I can't do it now, but maybe it's a good reminder for you to change your scenery and be mindful. This is something I innately do. I do hybrid work. So at the office, I have a laptop stand that converts into a higher height, I guess, and I can sit or stand as I need to throughout the day. So I have like an hour commute drive. When I drive into work, I start my day standing. I stand for like maybe the first half hour. I grab my tea. I get situated and I stand. I move my legs around a little bit. Get the blood circulate, and I sit. And throughout the day, I sit and I stand. When I'm home, I have different spaces where I work from. Sometimes I'm at the window facing the back. Sometimes I'm in the office upstairs. Sometimes I'm in the breezeway. Sometimes this morning I started work for like the first hour and a half in bed, just to, feel my vibe and see what my energy is. And knowing that like no matter what space I'm in, and I get what I need done, right? Nothing's pressing. Nothing needs me to be at my desk fully clothed and at full attention, right? Sometimes I just need to vibe out and chill and just kind of go where the energy takes me. I haven't worked from bed in the morning in a minute, and mostly because it's been hot today. It's first time it rained in like maybe a month. So, that rain and that cloudiness, that dreary looking sky makes you want to be a bit cozy. So I just stayed in for a bit. I took this past Friday and Monday off to decompress and enjoy my birthday. And came back into work thinking that I'd be channeling the energy I left with. Like these past 2 weeks, like it felt lit. I had the DEI. I talked about the DEI presentation. I went real well. I felt very focused and just confident in the professional space I was developing for myself and who I wanted to be at work. And this week I came back and it's like, I got back into, man, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I'm all right. But it's just the energy. And I know it's partly why I don't take breaks, because I know myself. If I take too long of a break, when I come back, I'm gonna be in a funk because I'm gonna wish I had the full luxury and freedom that I've allotted myself in the past. So coming back into work after a short staycation or short time away, it's like, is this what I want to do with my life, right? And the answer is no, it's not what I want to do in my life long term. But in the moment, this is what I need to do with my life. So for me, even changing your scenery is changing your job. I talk about the 2-year itch, where every 2 years, I would leave a retail job. The first year is me establishing my identity and understanding how the business works and making connections with the right people to decide and understand who I want to communicate with, who I want to build bonds with in that space, understanding what's necessary for me to be successful in my role. And once I get my annual review and the second year kicks off, it's like, yo, I'm here now. I'm here. I'm showing up every day. I'm gonna let you know what I'm about. Don't try to play me. Don't try to violate me. Watch your mouth. Don't overstep. I'm here and I'll establish who I am. And from there, I'll decide what's next. And this is I never want to say first professional job, right? This is like the first career job, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Every job feels like a job. But after 10 years of like not being in a physical space, it feels like my first career job, because I go to office and corporation and hierarchy and all of that. And I know there's benefits to staying there long term. There's value for myself, for where I want to take my professional development, the opportunity to learn, and the potential I can offer this business in a new light, in a new way, right? It's not retail where the turnover is whatever. Like, no one cares. People just come in and out. There's a good opportunity. And as long as I'm mindful and as long as I continue to carve my own path, there will be opportunity for me. And if there isn't, then I know that, I need a change of scenery. All right, let's get started, yo. No matter what Black Twitter tells you, there are no blacks in the Illuminati. No blacks in the Illuminati. No blacks in the Illuminati. Absolutely, positively, no blacks in the Illuminati. Oh, no, can't have that, no. It's over, right? Or R.I.P. R.I.P. to the Black experience, right? And I'll start this by saying, I always have to speak my real on the mic, right? I'm honest about the transition of my thoughts and my feelings about the Black experience, right? So right now, Black news is Diddy, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. And when the news like first unraveled, right? Innately, right? Yo, I want to defend a black man, right? I want to defend a black man. Like, nah, that ain't right. Nah. Yo, what about this person? What about you, Hefner? What about all of that, right? What aboutisms, right? Because it feels unfair. It feels unfair. I've talked about the Me Too movement, right? Within the white experience, Harvey Weinstein is the villain of the Me Too white experience, and he, he did trial, and he's doing his time, right? And the white experience has moved on from the Me Too movement. You had Kevin Spacey. You had the father from Seventh Heaven. Let me get his name. Seventh Heaven. When first you're smiling down on me. Stephen or Stephen Collins. The white experience in Hollywood has a long rap sheet of abuse, sexual assault, pedophilia, corruption, trafficking, all of that, right? I don't have all of that. But it always feels like there are minimal. The white experience is always on code. That's what it is, right? They're on code. They're on code. At some point, no matter what you do within the white experience in Hollywood, you get called back. You get brought back into the fold. Robert Downey Jr., right? He used to be a drunk. He used to be a mess, right? Now, he's a legend. He's Hollywood royalty. He's untouchable. And on one end, it's, maybe he actually cleans up his act, right? Maybe the people around him actually help him, right? They actually hold him accountable and say, yo, you got to clean your shit up, man. You got to straighten up. And that's being on code. Being on code is having a support system that checks you, that puts you in place. The downfall of the black experience, right, is the atmosphere of acceptance. And I get that phrase from the Star Report. He always talks about that. The atmosphere of acceptance. The people around you, they let you do whatever you want as long as you feed them, right? They doges. They just dogs, right? They don't have any koof. They don't have any consideration for the bigger picture. They let you do whatever to anyone. They let you do anything to them. They let you say whatever. They let you violate. They let you violate their moms as long as you put money in their pocket. These dudes, they cowards. The black experience, is full of cowards, So fast forward into the downfall of Sean Combs. Initially, right, the feeling's like, protect black bodies, right? What ifisms? What aboutisms? It ain't fairisms. And eventually, right, I have to move past my feelings, and it has to be fuck my feelings, right? It has to be fuck Sean Combs and everything he's done to everyone throughout the history of his fucking tyranny. Right? He's never done anything for me. I've never looked to him as inspiration. I respect what he's brought to the black experience. I respect that he has catapulted the black experience, black music, black notoriety, black prestige into an entirely new limelight. He's a pioneer. He's a pioneer. But he can't stop, won't stop. He couldn't stop. He addicted to the fame, addicted to the fame, addicted to the high, addicted to the power, Absolute power corrupts absolutely. In a previous episode, I talked about, like, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, there's a video of Diddy on IG, and he's like, yo, I need y'all to help me. I want to build lists. I need lawyers. I need engineers. I need all of this. And the comments, all the comments are, yeah, you grimy, you this, right? Everything he's done in the past, you rob people, blah, 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 right? And that's people innate feelings, right? But again, once you push through the feelings, what's the opportunity? So like when I see that video and he's like, you can email me at Brother Love or whatever he changed his name to at the time. When I saw that video, in my mind, it's like, this is an opportunity, right, for the Black experience to be like, okay, you said you need us, right? Here we are as a collective. Yo, here's the paperwork. Here's the legality. Here's the parameters, right? Here's the box that we're going to place you in to ensure that you stay in line and that we check you whenever you go crazy, right? Because you said you need us. There's opportunity. There's always opportunity for accountability. There's always opportunity to catch people before they fall too far from grace. The history of the Black experience is always forgiving other groups and other people, but never forgiving Black people, never giving other Black people second chances, never giving skin folk second chances to do right by you. Always viewing the relationship within the scope of victimhood. Never seeing a potential, never seeing the opportunity to create change internally. So when I say RIP to the Black experience, I'm reflecting on the bigger scope of how Black people interact with each other, how we create this constant divide between colorism, dark skin, light skin, mulatto. I'm Republic. Oh, you a Black Republican. I ain't fucking with you no more. Or you ain't voting for Kamala. You don't celebrate Black women. And I say, Black just let air out, right? Black people just let air out. You just exhale. You just share thought. You get labeled a sellout, right? There's no freedom, and it's a self-imposed. Is it even self-imposed? Is it self-imposed, or is it historically ingrained from the experiences that everyone within the Black experience constantly goes through? I'm new here. I'm still new here. My Haitian bloodline is still new here, but I inherit the experience of Black generations from the past 400 years. Their strife, their trials, their tribulations, their successes, their triumphs. I feel that gives me an advantage to be objective. I look at the history of Haiti and Haiti won its independence, and ever since then it's been in turmoil. But it's been in turmoil because of greed, because of outside foreign influence, Western influence. There's always there's an ever-present awareness, right, that there are people pulling strings. And the downfall is that, we keep allowing it. We as the experience, we allow it. Right now you got FBA, now you got non-FBA, now you got ADOS, now you got tethers. And every 10 years, there's a new way. Within every 5 or 10 years, there's a new way to further divide the Black experience within the United States. Now it's Haitians eating dogs and cats and geese and all this other stuff, right? It feels constantly hopeless, when I look at the big picture, right? And it's self-fulfilling, right? Because I say RIP to the Black experience. And when I say that, I speak it into actualizations, and it hurts my heart. And you have this general awareness of, as not everything, all the other parts of life that are slowly crumbling. The awareness of, a failed state, a failing, not even it's failed, a failed state, a failed nation, a failing economy. I went to the grocery store yesterday to get bananas. All the bananas, yo, they green like an evergreen tree, yo. Like they didn't even allow the banana to get the full nutrients from the from the earth. They just plucked that shit. Like, it's it's uh it's half a foot. All right, let's just pluck it. Put it on a fucking put it on the shelves. Let you at home ripen that shit up. That shit green like a plantain, yo. Ain't no yo. There's no more. There's no more food. Ain't no real food left, yo. Ain't no real food left. Back in the day when you used to get a lemon, it would say Sunkiss. When you get a pomegranate, it would say palm. When you get certain fruit, right? There used to be certain branded fruit. Now it's just lemon, and you get the SKU number. Now it's just pomegranate. Here's a SKU number. Ain't no more brands. Bananas, yo. Dole is holding on, man. I only get Dole Chiquita bananas, yo. They holding on. I know. When I see the brand, right? That's a brand I recognize. It's a brand I've known all my life. So it's like Ralph Lauren, right? It's like Polo, right? Dole is the Polo of bananas for me. That's the only bananas I'm fucking with. I know them. I've been eating them my whole life. I'm gonna stick with them. I think 2 weeks ago I went to the grocery store, yo. They didn't have any bananas. They didn't have any. I walk around, I look at fruit, man. I squeeze it, I smell it. Yo, this shit is trash. And I know it's the grocery store I go to. And if I want better fruit, I have to make the extra journey and I have to start paying more. Shouldn't be that difficult, right? And I know it's privilege and it's the luxury of me complaining about I don't have my name brand fruit, right? But it's a bigger awareness of just another part of society that is failing. So I look at the failure, the demise, the ever crumbling aspect of the Black experience as I'm on X, as I listen to the Star Report, I listen to people call in and drop comments. I look at the arena of politics and I look at global news, and every day is a reminder that some part of your life is becoming worse than it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you read comments, when you read feedback, and when you have this awareness of what people focus on. So Missouri executed a Black man named Marcellus Williams, 6 p.m. Central Time last night. And as I scrolled through X, as I read Black commentary over the past few weeks, I thought about what the Black experience puts its attention on. The endless tweets, the endless jokes, the endless articles, the endless posts about a Black man who is guilty, right? Although, he hasn't been proven guilty by his peers and all of that. We know his history, right? You know what it is. So the response, what's more beneficial to the Black experience, right, is to let that shit play out, right? He's not worth your time and your energy. Right? The more we criticize Black people, the more we lead with I knew and I told you, we've known for years, he did this 5 years. The more we lead with that, the more we set the precedent that social culture, cancel culture, right, is defined by the Black experience, right? Because the Black experience is the original cancel culture. Lynching, racism, Jim Crow law, that's the original cancel culture, right? You just cancel niggas because I ain't like the way he look at me. I don't like you in the same space as me. An air of arrogance, an air of all knowingness. There's an obsession with the bullshit, right? There's an obsession with the bullshit content that has no value. And it's not exclusive to the Black experience. It is wholeheartedly a full, ongoing social experience. But for me, there's an awareness that the Black experience shapes culture, shapes social culture, and shapes social movements and social, not policies, but social behavior. We spent years, going over, we talk about dinner with Jay-Z. This black, he's an Illuminati. He worshiped the devil. You spend years listening to people talk negatively about their experiences with certain people, but ultimately, no one does anything. Cowards, right? And I don't say that to dismiss or insult people who are actually victims. My focus is more so on, I guess, Black men who parade as if they are, who falsify, create this fake bravado, right? Along with RIP to the Black experience, RIP to Black masculinity. Because, one thing we're realizing and we're seeing that none of these rappers is hard. None of them are thugs. None of them bust guns, right? They all frauds. They all snitches. Not they all, but you know. It's all a facade, yo. Hip hop over. Hip hop's over, right? Because hip hop defined the Black experience these past 20, 30 years. It's over, man. It's over. Maybe it gets redefined into something differently. Mumble rap is the cliff, the end, right? And we transitioned into drill rap and back into the violence. And like, who's out right now that's hot? Who's new and hot right now? Maybe it needs to die, right? Maybe it needs to die so it can be reborn to something fresh and revitalizing. But the challenge and the concern is that who's bringing new life into it, and who's defining what this new Black experience will become. Yesterday I was at work and went to get lunch, and I saw this Black dude sitting. And I'm very aware that I'm the only Black male at my job. I'm very aware of that. And in my mind, I'm like, whatever. If he works here, I'll see him again and I'll say, what's up? I got my food. I sat down. I was like, nah, you know what, yo, just say what's up, man. So when he was talking to someone who I know works here. So I walked up and I put my hand out. I just pointed to dude. I was like, yo, you work here now? He's like, nah, I'm a visitor. I said, yo, just want to say what's up, man. You gave him a handshake because I ain't know what type of time he was on. I gave him a handshake. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, you asked me like how long you been out here. I was like, yeah, I've been out here for a year from Brooklyn. I was like, where you from? He's like, oh, I'm from out here. And I was like, yo, I was like, that's it, man. I think he asked me, you play ball? I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I don't play ball. I was like, just wanted to say what's up. And just kept, went about my day. And, I'm always reflective. And when he asked me where I was from, I asked him where he from. He said, oh, I'm from out here. And I'm like, oh, you lived here your whole life? He's like, yeah. And I'm looking at him like, you're not from here, right? You like, you black. You're not from here. You ain't from here. You're not from here. So, we ended with a pound. And, just thinking people are weird, right? People are just weird, right? Like, you're not from here. Let's say you're not from, why are you from, bro? You ain't from here, nigga. You're not from here. And on one end, again, it's being mindful of, when you see a Black person in the wild, man, especially in spaces where we don't predominantly exist or predominantly shine, you say, what's up? Like sometimes I'll drive to work, and where I work is more populated area, man. I see a Black person. Yo, I'm driving, I see a Black person. I say, what's up, man? Yo, I see you, black man. I see you, black woman. Yo, I'm just acknowledging your existence, man, because most likely no one else might. You may not care, and that's fine, but I'm gonna offer it. And if I never see you again, hey, you know that there's a black person who acknowledged you. And if I see you again, then hey, maybe we'll talk and have another interaction. Tuesday at work, had this interesting interaction. You know, I used to call myself naive, but I'm not naive. I'm just not, I don't be on it like that, right? I'm not thinking that people are doing certain things with ill intent off the jump. Especially if I had interactions with someone before, right? Like, you have interactions with people and you see who they are because you see how they talk about other people. So in my mind, there's an awareness that, yo, if you talk shit about this person, you're going to talk shit about me, right? Especially if I see you the next day talking to the person and laughing it up, all that bullshit, right? I'm sitting at my desk and this person asked me to open the door for them. So I reach for my ID and they're like, oh, no, I don't need an ID. I just need you to open the door for me. I couldn't open it. So I get up, I open the door and they walk through and there's another person walking through after them. And they made some type of comment. Like, sometimes I don't pay attention when people talk because you ain't, most likely, I know you're not saying anything of interest to me. Like, right? Like most people, I'm not here for small talk, right? I rather you don't talk to me at all. They say how I keep it moving and try to have small talk with me. I'm not going to process. I'm not going to pay attention because I don't really care. She made some comment about, oh yeah, sometimes, I just want things now. And she snapped her fingers. And I'm just looking at her. She walked through, the other person walked through. No, thank you. I said, I close the door and I go back to my chair. And in my mind, I'm like, processing, right? Processing and further, I'm a robot, further processing, my data. I'm putting the data through the feed and I'm reconnecting all the brain synapses and experiences and I'm validating it, right? Right. I can have this awareness and assumption of the type of person you are. But now I have to validate it, right? I need to have my own personal experience to know who you are as a person to justify that, yo, I know what you about. I did a post on YouTube yesterday where I talked about the Family Guy episode where Spider-Man says Peter, Spider-Man says, yo, everyone gets one. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, she got her one, right? You try to play me, you got your one. And you will never get another one. You'll never get another one. And I think about microaggressions. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast earlier. He had on this dude called Matt Walsh. And I think Matt Walsh has this movie called, he has a new movie called Am I Racist? And it's just, I guess he's going around and doing like what Borat or Sacha Cohen does about like doing satirical real life situations, and he's trying to unravel the layers of racism and all this shit, right? And I'm listening to the first few minutes, and I'm like, there's two white men trying to talk to me about racism, right? And it's an interesting perspective, and and they're breaking down racism in the sense of what it's manifested into, right? And he brought up an experience that Michelle Obama had about being in line and someone cutting in front of her and not feeling seen as a black person and that being racist to her. And they're like, people get cut in front of all the time, And that's true. It is. That's very valid that people get cut all the time. But there's also a reality that as a black person, right, it's triggering because there's an awareness. There's an awareness that your existence is sometimes dismissed because you're a black person. Just like it'll be valid for a woman to say the same thing, right? I think drawing parallels and not comparing racism to sexism, because they're completely two different things, but there's also a ongoing there's an ongoing trauma and ongoing triggers and ongoing victimhood. Maybe it's not victimhood. Ongoing oppression, ongoing microaggressions, ongoing disregard, where when something happens to you, it's because, he wouldn't do that to me if I was a man, right? I've had this experience with this co-founder that I used to work with, and we were trying to work out this contract between me, her, and a third party, and her perspective was very much, if I was a man, he wouldn't push me around like this and all of that. It's like, okay, I got, I hear your perspective, but I personally, right, as an outsider looking in, I don't think it's because of that, right? We all got on a phone call, we all had a mutual agreement, and then you changed the terms, so he switched up on you, as he should, right? I'm aware of the microaggressions, right? I'm not aware of it. I make note of the microaggressions, right? I make note of the passive aggressiveness. I make note of the comments and the words and the language people use. And, I stay forever mindful of who I communicate with, who I give my time to. I'm not for everybody. I don't want to be for everybody. And I don't want people to ever think I'm for them or they're for me. I don't see myself as a victim. I just see myself as someone who's aware and who knows how to handle situations with people moving forward. Once I have an interaction with them, that I know something was awry. Like part of me was, like in the YouTube video yesterday, I talked about an experience working at the NBA store. I was in the back working, and I was folding clothes and talking to my coworker, because that's always how I'm always work first. Right? We could talk for hours, as long as we getting work done. That's all that matters. And sister store managers on the radio, people at source. One of my coworkers, he told me, he was like, "Oh, such and such said you were in the back talking to such and such." She said, "What?" And he laughed, because he saw I was tight. He said he laughed. I said he laughed, right? He laughed because he saw I was tight. And he's like, "Nah, like she said you were in the back talking." I said, "Oh, she said it on the radios for everyone to hear?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Nah." I said, "Nah." I went up there. I said, "All right, can I talk to you a second? I heard, you said on the radio that I was in the back talking." She's like, "Oh no, I said it in a joking way." I said, "Yeah, but I don't appreciate that, right? Like, I don't think that's funny. I feel like you're painting me in a bad light." She apologized. I said, "All right, thank you," and I kept it moving. Sometimes you don't get one, right? Or sometimes you might get one because I'm not aware of it, but either I'm gonna directly come to you about it, or I just switch it up, right? Like if you're a peon, right? You a peon, you ain't even worth the energy. So like some people ain't even worth the energy or the confrontation. Or sometimes you're in shared spaces, or you have shared energy with people that you have to work with ongoingly. You don't repress it, right? You just switch up and change how you interact with them, because that brings more peace down the line. Like on the way to work, I'm like, "Yo, if I see her, right, I should press her, right?" I'm like, "I should press her." Like, "Yo, I don't appreciate that." And I didn't, right? In my mind, I think if I had, I'd be like, "Yo, I didn't appreciate you snapping your fingers in my face, yo." Even though if it wasn't at me, I don't appreciate that. But I didn't. So I move on from it. And I create this awareness in this wall that I don't fuck with you like that. And I think I say, "Yo, I always keep a fuck you in the chamber," right? I always keep a fuck you in the chamber. I don't fuck with you like that. And I think as Black people, in any space, right? You always keep one in the chamber to ensure that, people don't get too comfortable to think that they can ever disrespect you, disregard you, violate you. Don't ever get too close. Don't invite me nowhere. I ain't hanging out with you outside of work. Like, nah, son. Nah. The personal and professional boundaries you set for yourself, that's what dictates who you become in any space, man. Earlier I talked about, defining myself in my role and my place in that organization. So, I as moments arise, right? Whoever, you have to let it be known that, I don't play those type of games. I don't joke like that with people. You may find people that you can joke that with, right? But you also set the standard. You set the umbrella standard, right? You let everyone know that, I don't fuck with people like that. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk about those type of topics with me. We ain't cool like that. And then on the low, right, you got your people who you really fuck with, and you laugh about it, right? You shit on people, and you have a good time about it, right? And that's peace, right? And that's what I mean when I say, in that first year, I define who I am, who I want to be. I build my bonds to see who can I really have like real raw conversations with, people I know who ain't gonna try to play me, ain't gonna try to take advantage of me, and don't think they better than me. Right? People who have no self-awareness, no regard for other people who are fronters, clowns at heart. And once you see that, man, once you're aware of that, once you create that space for yourself, man, you apply that in every walk of life. And life gets easy, man. Life gets easy. Life becomes a breeze. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace. No blacks and no Illuminati.